Welcome to Spectrum News at 9. I am Davina Praise Omang, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a quick look at the headlines. President Tinubu unveils Southeast Peace Initiative, pledges commitment. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umor Eno tasks Akwa Ibom Northeast Senatorial District youths to exhibit enterprise and hard work as precondition for government support. Plus, Israel launches deadly Gaza strike as Mid-East tensions rise. The details of these stories and more in a moment. The first of the news tonight is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has assured of his determination to utilize all available resources to ensure lasting peace and security in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country. President Tinubu gave the assurance in Bende, the headquarters of Bende local government area of Abia State, while unveiling the logo of the Peace in the Southeast project, a strategic platform for the restoration of peace in the southeast region, envisioned by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu. The unveiling was part of activities to mark the civic reception, Thanksgiving and homecoming by the Deputy Speaker, addressing Nigerians from all walks of life who graced the occasion. President Tinubu, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, commended the convener of the Peace Project, Kalu, and expressed his understanding that no one comprehends the experience of the community better than the people themselves. The president therefore expressed his determination to involve all and sundry in bringing peace to the southeast. In a separate development, the former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has said that there was no option for the next generations of Africans other than to help in the repayment of the debt burden incurred by current leaders. Obasanjo said this at an engagement program with the 2023 awardees of the Future African Leaders Foundation. The former president noted that with the level of mismanagement of the previous debts written off, it would be almost impossible for any administration to get a similar gesture in the continent. It would be recalled that Obasanjo, as the country's president in 2003, secured a debt relief for Nigeria. Likewise, his counterpart from Algeria at the same period. Away from that, the Federal Ministry of Work and Housing has begun the process of reviewing sales of houses under the National Housing Program, called on Nigerians, both home and abroad, to apply. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Housing, Mahmuda Maman. According to the statement, the review process is part of the program for the new sales of houses, and interested applicants are to obtain expression of interest forms. It further stated that interested applicants who were given a provisional offer of allocation between 2022 and 2023 are all free to apply. Well, in another development, a former Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talen, has approached the Court of Appeal in Abuja, seeking to set aside the judgment of an FCT High Court which barred her from holding public office. Justice Peter Kekemeke of the FCT High Court, held on December 18th, barred Talen in a case filed against her by the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, over her alleged disparaging comment against an earlier court judgment. The judge had, however, given Talen an option of publishing a personally signed apology letter to the NBA. The judiciary and Nigerians in one full page, each of two national dailies, The Guardian and The Punch, within 30 days from the date of its judgment, failing which the order becomes perpetual. Meanwhile, Talen prayed the Court of Appeal to set aside the said judgment, arguing that the ruling was tantamount to a miscarriage of justice. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior, Oluwumi Tunji-Ojo, has launched a training session on automated passport application for the passport control officers and enrollment officers of the Nigeria Immigration Service. Tunji-Ojo disclosed this in a statement through his official X handle. The minister stressed that the commencement of automated passport applications is possible starting from January 8, 2024. Reports say the development, if implemented, will end the delay in passport issuance. Well, in the meantime, a former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, has apologized for declining the invitation of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Farouk wrote to the EFCC to apologize for failing to appear before the Commission to answer questions on the alleged laundering of 37.1 billion naira during her tenure. The spokesman of the Commission, Dele Oyewole, told newsmen that the former minister wrote to the anti-graft, explaining that she is not disposed to appear before the Commission at the moment. He added that the EFCC has directed her to honor the invitation without further delay. Meanwhile, the suspended national coordinator of the National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA, Halima Shehu, has reported to the Commission. Well, elsewhere, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokobiri, has assured the Bayelsa State Government of the possibility that the revoked license for OML 46, also known as Atala oil field, belonging to the state, will be returned to the state. Lokobiri, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, gave the assurance during a visit to Governor Doye Diri at the Government House, Yenagoa. The minister expressed regrets that the Atala oil field was taken away, saying he would do everything within his power to bring back the asset. He explained that his visit was to seek collaboration with the state government to address issues concerning Bayelsa and for the state to reap the dividends of democracy. On a separate development, the Nigerian Air Force NAF recruitment has announced the postponement of its zonal aptitude test for trades and non-tradesmen and women. This was confirmed in a statement issued by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Edward Gapquet. He said the test, earlier scheduled for January 6, 2024, will now be held on January 13, 2024. Meanwhile, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has approved the implementation of a group personal accident insurance policy for all Nigerian Air Force personnel. The Director of Public Relations and Information for the Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, explained that the policy covers only the families of personnel killed in action and does not address medical expenses resulting from accidents. Gapquet noted that the new policy aligns with the Air Chief's command philosophy, aiming to sustain a highly motivated force through improved welfare and infrastructure renewal. He stated that the insurance company would provide compensation for bodily injuries, death, disablement, and payment of medical expenses. In the meantime, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, says the force has initiated measures to review and potentially improve the pension administration for retired police personnel. In a statement by ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the Inspector General of Police reassured all officers, both serving and retired, that the current administration prioritizes the enhancement of police officers' welfare, particularly concerning retirement benefits. He said the IGP remained resolute in ensuring a pension scheme that secures the financial well-being of officers. Recalls that in 2023, the IGP had invited retired and serving police officers as well as pensioners to a meeting at the force headquarters in Abuja to discuss pending issues pertaining to police pensions. In politics, there appears to be an end to the political crisis rocking Rivers State as the member representing Ahauda East Constituency 2 at the Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, has withdrawn his contempt proceedings suit against 25 of the 27 defected lawmakers. Recall that last December, Ehie, a close ally of the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, declared the seats of 27 lawmakers vacant over their defection from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress (APC. He led the group of 4 lawmakers loyal to the governor. Fubara, on the other hand, has been engaged in a fierce political battle with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister. Earlier, he filed contempt proceedings at the River State High Court in Port Harcourt against 25 of them, in which he challenged their sittings and legislative activities. In an interesting turn of events, however, he resigned his position in the House of Assembly following the peace deal reached between Governor Fubara and Wike. Away from that, Ekiti State Governor Beodun Yebanji has sworn in the 38 newly elected local government chairmen in the state. The governor urged them to place high premium on radical improvement on the security of lives and property, as well as revenue generation in their respective council areas. Yebanji also gave a marching order to the council chairmen to build on the strong foundation laid by their predecessors, adding that his administration would not tolerate any form of security lapses at the third tier of government under their watch. Meanwhile, the new council chairmen were elected during the December 2nd, 2023 local government elections in the state. Back here, Governor Umar Eno has tasked youths in Akwa Ibom Northeast Senatorial District to exhibit enterprise and hard work as precondition for government support, as he reaffirmed his administration's commitment to support productive ventures. These followed a vote of confidence on the governor by stakeholders in his senatorial district under the aegis of the Akwa Ibom Northeast Consultative Forum, ACNF, during the New Year get-together held at the forum's temporary secretariat in a wet housing estate. Speaking at the event, the state governor expressed gratitude to the political stakeholders under the aegis of Akwa Ibom Northeast Consultative Forum for purchasing his nomination form of the March 18th gubernatorial election and working hard to ensure his victory at the polls, as he reaffirmed his resolve to work towards delivering on the mandates they trusted him with, to continuously make them proud. In his admonition, the governor urged the youths of the area to draw lessons from the tenets of his administration's blueprint and the New Year theme, Arise and Shine, and therefore rise to take up some productive ventures, no matter how little, rather than staying idle, clarifying that his administration will only have justification to support hard work and entrepreneurship to enhance productivity and not idleness, drawing inference from himself and the volunteer teachers at the Ewet Community Primary School. The government will always meet people at the place of work or productivity, an affirmation of God's promise to bless the work of their hands, stressing that it was inglorious to stay idle and expect to be funded with the proceeds of other people's hard work, hence unacceptable to him. Governor Eno expressed his admiration for the integrity and resolute commitment of the forum to the cause they believed in and the demonstration of capacity in mobilizing the grassroots towards the success of the cause, and announced the donation of a plot of land for the ACNF Permanent Secretariat. Still to come in the news, private businesses add more jobs than expected. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we're back, the stories continue.
Yes, I'm looking for where to get quality home furniture and electronics.
Verily, I say unto you, you don't need to go to Dubai. You don't need to go to Lagos. You don't need to go to Abuja. The solution to your problem is in your Akwa Ibom State, in the Blessed Iferico, and they sell all kind of appliances. The only appliances that Iferico don't sell is shrine appliances.
The brand to bank on is Blessed Ifedigo Multi Ventures. They deal on all homes and office furnitures and appliances. With Blessed Ifedigo, you need not travel abroad in search of premium quality products like electronics, electrical appliances, light and lighting fittings, armored cables, armored doors and regular doors, all building and construction materials, generators and solar energy. They also have musical equipment, industrial equipment and lots more. Blessed Ifedigo Multi Ventures is located at number 203 Oran Road, Uyo by Ring Road 3. You can also reach them on their customer care hotline on 0811 592 3580. You can reach them via WhatsApp on 0813 227 17092. For your best quality and affordable home and office furnitures, choose Blessed Ifedigo. Blessed Ifedigo, the hype is real.
In the heart of the Niger Delta, where nature's bounty thrives, there lies an opportunity for growth and prosperity. Introducing Dembarukas Limited, your trusted partner in palm tree cultivation. With our premium palm tree seedlings, you can be a part of a sustainable industry that offers so much more than just oil. Embrace the power of palm oil tree cultivation and unlock a world of possibilities. Join hands with us as we empower local communities and create a greener, more prosperous future. As the great poet once said, the palm tree stands tall, a symbol of strength and abundance. Dembarukas Limited, cultivating success, one palm tree at a time. Embrace the palm tree's gift and let nature nurture your dreams. To order your premium seedlings, call 0802 664 9683.
For brilliant broadcasts and entertainment, sports on the go, and news from the world, watch Spectrum TV on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and free-to-air frequency 12733. Visit our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people. But there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the Constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigerian police force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police force.
No, my Lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My Lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My Lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord. These cases are in court, my Lord. I'm just reminding your Lordship.
My Lord, sorry, my Lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon. Many thanks for staying with us. Now to the rest of the news. Now to Africa, where one of the presidential candidates in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Theodore Ngoy, has filed a petition to challenge the re-election of incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi. Ngoy, who came out last with 0.02% of the vote, is the only candidate to submit a petition for the annulment of the presidential results. He filed the petition at the Constitutional Court hours before the lapse of the two-day window allowed for the petition. The court has 7 days to examine the petition and give its decision. Meanwhile, the two main opposition candidates, Moise Katumbi, who came second with 18%, and third-placed Martin Fayulu, said they would not challenge the results in court, but are calling for protests to denounce them. In the meantime, Democratic Republic of the Congo's main opposition candidates say they will not challenge the re-election of incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi. Recall that the Electoral Commission on December 31st declared Tshisekedi winner of the poll with 73% of the vote, and businessman Moise Katumbi coming second with 18%. Reports say Katumbi, third-placed Martin Fayulu, and Nobel laureate Denis Mukwege are among the candidates whose teams say they will not contest the results at the Constitutional Court. According to reports, the deadline to file a presidential petition in court lapses today. Still in Africa, the U.S. has dismissed South Africa's case against Israel at the International Court of Justice (ICJ) over the war in Gaza. South Africa argues that Israel is committing genocidal acts in Gaza in the case filed at the ICJ last week. White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby also said that the U.S. considers the case meritless, counterproductive, and completely without any basis in fact whatsoever. Israel rejected South Africa's genocide allegation, terming it baseless and blood label. South Africa is backing Palestinians in the ongoing conflict, while the U.S. has supported Israel with military assistance and weapons. Elsewhere, South African business mogul Johan Rupert has retained Africa's richest man for the year 2024 after displacing Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote. This was revealed by Forbes Real-Time Billionaires, a ranking platform that tracks day-to-day alterations to the net worth of the most high-net-worth individuals in the world. Forbes disclosed that Dangote, the founder of the Dangote Group conglomerate, moved down to second place after his wealth fell from $13.5 billion in 2023 to $9.7 billion as of Thursday, January 4th, 2024, indicating a $3.8 billion loss. In the same vein, Rupert's net worth decreased from $10.7 billion in 2023 to $10 billion in the same period in 2024. Johan Rupert is the chairman of the Swiss luxury goods firm company Foncière Richemont. The company is best known for the brands Cartier and Montblanc. Meanwhile, South African former President Thabo Mbeki is alive and well, his foundation says. The foundation was reacting to reports circulating on social media on Wednesday regarding the former president's health, with some claiming he had died. This is not the first time Mbeki has been targeted in a fake news report. In 2021, during the COVID pandemic, social media reports falsely claimed that the former leader had died. Mbeki succeeded the country's first black president, Nelson Mandela. He served as South Africa's second democratically elected president from 1999 until the year 2008. In the meantime, responding to criticism of its recent port deal with the self-declared Republic of Somaliland, the Ethiopian government has cited a historical and legal mistake brought about by its brutal 30-year war with Eritrea. According to the Ethiopia's government communications service posted on X, formerly Twitter, a civil war that lasted 3 decades, fomented by internal crisis and foreign conspiracies, occurred. The statement was issued in reaction to criticism of a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, signed between Ethiopia and Somaliland on Monday, granting Addis Ababa access to the latter's ports in return. Somaliland has said Ethiopia will recognize it as an independent state, although this has not been confirmed by Ethiopia. Meanwhile, the agreement has caused a diplomatic storm, with Somalia denouncing it as a violation of its sovereignty and vowing to challenge it by any legal means necessary. Meanwhile, the African Union and U.S. have called for the respect of Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity in response to a controversial deal that landlocked Ethiopia struck with Somaliland for sea access. The deal has caused diplomatic tension, with Somalia condemning it as an act of aggression and violation of its sovereignty, and vowing to challenge it by any legal means. Somaliland ceded from Somalia in 1991, but is not internationally recognized as an independent state. U.S. Department of State spokesperson Matthew Miller has said that the United States recognizes the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Federal Republic of Somalia within its borders. We now move to Kenya, where President William Ruto has come under a barrage of criticism following his threat to disobey court orders from corrupt judges. Ruto on Tuesday said some unnamed judges had teamed up with opposition politicians and cartels to block his government's projects. But in a swift response, Chief Justice Martha Koome said defying court orders was a breach of public trust placed in state and public offices. She also urged judges to continue performing their judicial duties without fear or favor. Meanwhile, opposition leader Raila Odinga said Ruto's threats against the judiciary amounted to intimidation and disregard for the rule of law. Meanwhile, the health authorities in Rwanda have recalled batches of antifungal tablets made in Kenya over safety concerns. In a statement, the Rwanda Food and Drugs Authority, RFDA, instructed importers to return all batches of 200 milligrams fluconazole tablets manufactured by Univeral Corporation, a Kenyan company. It also ordered all retailers and health facilities to stop the distribution of the drugs and return them to suppliers. This followed an earlier notification from the authority, which alerted the Kenyan manufacturer of discoloration in the tablets. According to RFDA, 4 bulk batches of pink fluconazole 200 milligrams tablets imported into the country had a white discoloration after a short shelf life. The agency said that some of the discolored tablet batches had entered into the Rwandan market. Meanwhile, health officials in Rwanda say they will investigate to ascertain if the drugs have had any adverse effects on the consumers. On the foreign scene, Israeli bombing killed dozens of people overnight in Gaza. The health ministry of the Hamas-run Palestinian territories said today, as regional tensions have surged over the almost 3-month-old war. According to a U.S. official on condition of anonymity, as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was due to head to the Middle East, the top diplomat's 4th trip to the region since the Hamas attack of October 7th triggered the bloodiest ever Gaza war. The Israeli military, in its campaign to destroy the Islamist militant group, has reported more strikes in and around Gaza City, now a largely devastated urban combat zone, and Khan Yunis, the biggest urban center in the besieged territory's south. The Gaza Health Ministry reported dozens of martyrs and more than 100 wounded in the continued barbaric aerial and artillery bombardment of citizens' homes in Gaza Strip. Still on the foreign scene, Hezbollah says 4 of its fighters have been killed in Lebanon in cross-border fire with Israel. The Israeli military says it attacked terrorist infrastructure and reported attacks from Lebanon into Israel. Fears of a regional war grew after the killing of Hamas's deputy leader Saleh al-Aruri in Lebanon. In Gaza, the Palestinian Red Crescent says its building in Khan Yunis has been hit by Israeli strikes again. Meanwhile, the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says more than 22,000 people have been killed in the territory since Israel started its retaliatory campaigns. Meanwhile, former U.S. President Donald Trump has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to reverse a Colorado ruling that barred him from running for president in that state. His appeal comes a day after he challenged a similar decision by Maine. According to reports, dozens of lawsuits have been filed in multiple states seeking to disqualify Trump from the November 2024 ballot. In Maine and Colorado, Trump was removed from the ballot after legal challenges that accused him of inciting the U.S. Capitol riot of January 6, 2021. In the meantime, an imam who was shot Wednesday outside a mosque in New Jersey has died. The U.S. State Attorney General said, adding that the killing did not initially appear to be driven by bias or domestic terrorism. According to New Jersey Attorney General Matt Plantkin, Hassan Sharif was shot multiple times near a mosque in Newark, just west of New York, before being taken to hospital where he later died. He added that the state is home to 300,000 Muslim Americans. Since the outbreak of the Israel-Hamas war, there has been an increase in Islamophobic and anti-Semitic attacks across the United States. The Essex County prosecutor, Ted Stephens, confirmed Sharif was shot more than once and that it does not appear the imam was the victim of a bias crime or that this is related to terrorism. Elsewhere, a Seoul National University Hospital doctor said today that South Korean opposition party leader Lee Jae-myung, who was stabbed in the neck, is recovering well but still needs the close monitoring to avoid complications. Recall that Lee was surrounded by journalists in the southern port city of Busan on Tuesday when his assailant, pretending to be a supporter, pushed through the crowd and lunged at him, stabbing him on the left side of his neck with a knife. Reports say a court in Busan issued an arrest warrant today for the 66-year-old suspect, identified by his surname Kim, who was detained at the scene. After the attack, Lee, who suffered a wound to his jugular vein, was first taken to a hospital in Busan, then flown to the capital, Seoul, where he underwent a nearly 2-hour surgery. Still on the foreign scene, a December 29th missile strike killed 32 people in Kiev, authorities said Thursday, raising the toll of the deadliest attack on the Ukrainian capital since the war began. Russia has in recent days intensified aerial attacks against Ukraine, which says it has enough munition to withstand a few powerful assaults but would soon need more aid. According to Ukrainian authorities, 30 people were wounded, adding that all the 32 killed were in a warehouse. But Russia says it only targets military infrastructure. Recall that Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko had said on Saturday that the December 29th strike was the largest in terms of civilian casualties. And now it's time for the latest business and stock market stories. Here we have Blessing Dixon.
Thank you, Davina Praise Oman. Good evening. It's Business News, and my name is Blessing Dixon. In the news, U.S. private businesses add more jobs than expected. Private businesses in the U.S. hired 164,000 workers in December, higher than the downwardly revised 101,000 in November and beating forecast of 115,000. Leisure and hospitality led the way, while job losses were seen in manufacturing. Meanwhile, pay growth continued to slow. Away from that, now sugar edges higher from an 11-month low. Raw sugar futures were near 21 cents per pound, edging higher from an 11-month low of 2024, touched on December 21st as a slight dip in rainfall in key growing regions of Brazil eased the momentum of soaring supply from the world's top producer and exporter. Additionally, dry weather in India due to El Nino hampered yields and drove the government to limit foreign sales from the key exporter, compounding the decline in supply. Prices were also pushed higher as risks to trade through Suez Canal lifted energy prices and consequently demand for biofuel alternatives. The higher profitability for sugar ethanol drives producers to use canes for biofuel blending instead of sugar crushing, limiting the supply of the sweetener. Still, robust production from earlier in the final quarter of 2023 and lower congestion in Brazil ports kept prices close to recent lows. In Nigeria, amid rumors of an impending scarcity and increase in the cost of premium motor spirits (PMS), which has triggered panic buying amongst Nigerians, the Independent Petrol Marketers Association of Nigeria (IPMAN) has warned Nigerians against panic buying and storing of petrol at home. The public relations officer of IPMAN, Okanlowo Olarenwaju, clarified that fuel marketers have no intention to raise fuel prices. Earlier, NNPCL's Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Sonoye, in a statement on Wednesday, had assured Nigerians to disregard rumors of a possible hike in petrol prices. The oil firm further urged motorists not to be involved in panic buying, as it stressed that the company had no plan to raise the cost of the product. And now the Nigerian stock market report. Nigerian stocks rose nearly 1% today, having touched a new intraday record high of 78,179 and extending gains for the third session in 2024. Notably, financials, telecommunication companies, and consumer goods sectors posted sharp gains. The Nigerian stock market ended 2023 with a remarkable gain of 46%, more than the double of 2022, the highest in 3 years. This is attributed to the reforms implemented by the new president, Bola Tinubu, corporate earnings, and new listings on the Nigerian Exchange Limited. Meanwhile, at the end of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a total of 984.19 million shares in 12,976 deals, corresponding to a market value of 11.16 billion naira, were traded. Compared with yesterday's trading data, today's data shows a 6% improvement in volume, 4% improvement in turnover, and 12% improvement in deals. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is 42.6 trillion naira. In the aggregate, 125 listed equities participated in trading, ending with 48 gainers and 23 losers. Wema Bank led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 6.71 naira per share. On the losing side, Multiverse Mining and Exploration came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 9.97% at 20.22 naira per share. FCMB Group recorded the highest volume of 107 million traded shares, followed by Fidelity Bank with 103 million and Unity Bank with 75.8 million traded shares. This is all in business news, and back to David Praise Omang for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Well, thank you, Blessing Dixon. Still to come in the news, Emma Radakanu beaten by Elena's Phil Tolina. Stay with us for more details about this.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people. But there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Yes, I'm looking for where to get quality home furniture and electronics.
Verily, I say unto you, you don't need to go to Dubai. You don't need to go to Lagos. You don't need to go to Abuja. The solution to your problem is in Uyo Akwa Ibom State, in the blessed Ife-Rico, and they sell all kinds of appliances. The only appliances that Ife-Rico don't sell is Shrine appliances.
The brand to bank on is Blessed Ife-Digo Multi-Ventures, the deal on all homes and office furnitures and appliances. With Blessed Ife-Digo, you need not travel abroad in search of premium quality products like electronics, electrical appliances, light and lighting fittings, armored cables, armored doors and regular doors, all building and construction materials, generators and solar energy. They also have musical equipment, industrial equipment, and lots more. Blessed Ife-Digo Multi-Ventures is located at number 203, Oran Road, Uyo by Ring Road 3. You can also reach them on their customer care hotline on 0811 592 3580. You can reach them via WhatsApp on 0813 227 17092. For your best quality and affordable home and office furnitures, choose Blessed Ifedigo. Blessed Ifedigo, the hype is real.
In the heart of the Niger Delta, where nature's bounty thrives, there lies an opportunity for growth and prosperity. Introducing Dembarukas Limited, your trusted partner in palm tree cultivation. With our premium palm tree seedlings, you can be a part of a sustainable industry that offers so much more than just oil. Embrace the power of palm oil tree cultivation and unlock a world of possibilities. Join hands with us as we empower local communities and create a greener, more prosperous future. As the great poet once said, the palm tree stands tall, a symbol of strength and abundance. Dembarukas Limited, cultivating success, one palm tree at a time. Embrace the palm tree's gift and let nature nurture your dreams. To order your premium seedlings, call 0802 664 9683.
For brilliant broadcasts and entertainment, sports on the go, and news around the world, watch Spectrum TV on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and free-to-air frequency 12733. Visit our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Many thanks for staying with us. And now to the rest of the news. In health, Gombe State Government has inaugurated a state task group on sanitation to curb open defecation in the state. Inaugurating the 29-member task group, the State Governor, Muhammadu Yahaya, decried the high level of open defecation practice in the country, noting that statistics had shown over 46 million Nigerians still engaged in the avoidable act. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibrahim Njoli Yahaya, said the inauguration was in view of global concern about the negative practice that the former President Muhammadu Buhari signed Executive Order 009 to end open defecation practice in the country by 2025. The governor noted that as part of his commitment to ending the practice in the state, his administration has declared a state of emergency in the water sanitation and hygiene sector through the Gombe State Executive Order 006, maintaining that through Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, the state government proposed the upgrade of local government water sanitation units to full-fledged departments, in addition to training of members of local task group in each local government area to support the state task group on sanitation for the smooth and effective implementation of the program across the entire state. Over now to Tibet David for latest sports stories.
Hello, good evening and welcome. In sports, Emma Raducanu is out of the Auckland Classic after falling to a 6-7, 7-6, 6-1 defeat by second seed Elina Vitolina in the second round. The Briton, playing her second match since wrist and ankle surgeries, raced into a 5-1 lead in the first set before taking it in the tiebreak. Vitolina won the second after another tiebreak, and with Raducanu tiring, looked the third in just 31 minutes. Next up for Raducanu is the Australian Open, which begins on 14th of January 2024. Moving on, Manchester United have triggered a one-year option to extend Aaron Wan-Bissaki's contract until June 2025. The club are keen to open talks with the 26-year-old over a longer-term deal to remain at Old Trafford. However, they wanted to take pressure out of the immediate situation. Without the extension, Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have been free to talk to overseas clubs about joining them next season. However, he has struggled to make a consistent impact, and even this season has often found himself left out of the starting lineup, with Erik ten Hag preferring Diogo Dalot, who signed a new 5-year deal back in May last year. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has made 15 appearances, including 11 starts for Manchester United this season. And finally, Borussia Dortmund are interested in signing Lan Maatsen from Chelsea this month. The 21-year-old has started just one Premier League game this season, and sources have said Chelsea are open to allowing him to leave in the January transfer window if a suitable offer arises. The English Premier League side are willing to let Maatsen leave on a permanent basis, but reports in Germany suggest Borussia Dortmund prefer an initial loan move. Maatsen spent last season on loan at Burnley, and Chelsea agreed a deal to send him back to the newly promoted Premier League side, only for the Dutchman to reject the move. Lan Maatsen is primarily a left back, but his game time under Mauricio Pochettino has largely come further forward in an attacking role. He has made 15 appearances in total, with 12 of them coming up as a substitute. And that's all we have for you in sports this evening. I am Mutube David.
Well, thank you, Tiba David. On our entertainment news, Nollywood actor Yul Edochie has penned a heartfelt note on what would have been his late son, Kambili Chukwu's 17th birthday. Expressing his grief on his Instagram account today, Yul expressed the pain of losing a son and recounts a dream where Kambi appeared taller, handsome and joyful. Yul also acknowledged the difficulty of life without his son, but emphasizes his strength for the sake of his siblings, relying purely on God's will. But still on entertainment, Nollywood actress Moyo Lawal has explained why she refused to celebrate her birthday this year for the first time since becoming an adult. The actress turned a new age on a few days ago, but was silent on social media about it. She, however, received some wishes from her colleagues, including Mary Njoku and Uche Ogbodo. Moyo Lawal said she did what she would have done if she was not in the entertainment world by being silent this year. Meanwhile, the National Hospital Abuja, NHA, has denied referring a veteran Nollywood actor, Zach Orji, to a private hospital. This is contained in a statement signed by the NHA spokesman, Tayo Hastrip, on behalf of the Chief Medical Director. Recall that the veteran Nollywood actor fell ill and was admitted to the hospital. The hospital spokesman said the actor, who was brought in on New Year's Eve and admitted to the intensive care unit, was stabilized and moved to the ENT ward. Hastrip added that he was later transferred to the orthopedic ward, where surgeons began preparing him for surgery. Lastly, in the news tonight, Nigerian singer Harrison Ntari Okiri, also known as Harry Song, has been named the executive assistant on entertainment to Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori. Harry Song, who shared the appointment news on his Instagram, expressed gratitude to the governor, pledging to use the position effectively. According to the letter, Harry Song officially assumed the role on December 22, 2023, and announced upcoming events, including the Kingmaker on March 30th and the Sherfade and Ukodo International Festival 2024. Expressing his gratitude to Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, Harry Song appreciated him for entrusting him with the office and assured the governor and indigenes of the state that he would make good use of his office. That's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 9, and I am Davina Praise Omang. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.